Hello, we're back with another video of yearly review stuff from last year, and this is one I'm very excited to make. I'm usually excited to make the year review ones, but this is one I've been waiting to do, and it's my theatre ranking of 2024. So I was very lucky to see a lot of shows, and a lot of them I ended up seeing for free or at a discounted rate due to various reasons. And a lot of the more expensive ones my family paid for, so I'm very aware of my privilege in that sense, that I can see a lot of shows and not have spent that much on it in the entire year. So I saw 19 shows in the theatre, and one show, which is the last one that I saw and also the last one I've tacked on here, is one that was a National Theatre Live that they put on YouTube for 48 hours, and I watched it. So let me share my screen with you, and we're going to go through these. I'm very excited. Let's go! All right, here we are. So let's go through the shows first, just at the bottom here. We've got Moulin Rouge, Guys and Dolls, The Little Big Things, The Merchant of Venice 1936, I think it was, ABBA Voyage, Frozen, Minority Report, Operation Mincemeat, Mary Curie, Next to Normal, Boys from the Black Stuff, Slave Play, Your Lie in April, Kathy and Stella Solve a Murder, Why Am I So Single, Hello Dolly, Fiddler on the Roof, Carrie Fletcher Love Letters, What We Talk About When We Talk About Anne Frank, and then Nye, which was the National Theatre Live. And the categories I've got, you'll see I'm very repetitive when it comes to categories. I've got 10 out of 10 love, really good, good, okay, and didn't love. I'm not sure if there's going to be any in the didn't love category because I just love theatre too much. So one thing you should know about me, I really struggle when it comes to reviewing theatre on like public platforms like this, because at the end of the day, that's the industry I want to be working in, and I very much respect what every participant of theatre does. Be it the actor, the director, the stage manager, the lighting, any elements I have respect for. And also, a little bit selfishly, I don't want to risk, my chances of getting a job. But also, I just love theatre, and so I will never fully badmouth theatre. There's very few shows, I think, where I would really say I actively disliked that. I feel like there was one in the past, but I can't remember which. So, let's begin with Moulin Rouge. I think this was probably good. I'm gonna put it in good for now, but I am thinking about really good. It was a very strong show in terms of the dancing, absolutely, and the music was great, obviously. I just feel there was something about it that wasn't totally perfect, and I can't put my finger on what that was. This was also obviously the first one I saw, and it was totally unexpected. I think I got the tickets like half an hour before the show started. So we're gonna leave it in good for now, and we shall see what we do with that. Guys and Dolls, I'm going to put in really good. Now, I have a bias towards Guys and Dolls in that I was in a production of it at school yonks ago, and I, at the time, did not enjoy or understand the musical at all. I mean, I still had fun being in it, but it wasn't one I was sort of keen to hold on to. So I never really watched it back, and I never listened to the music. But then when I was sat there in the seats and hearing these songs, it just brought back so many memories, and it was just really lovely. So I definitely have a bias there. But the cast were great. I mean, it was Marisha Wallace and Celinda Schoenmaker, both of whom I'm a fan of. And there were lots of other people in the cast as well who were very talented, but I didn't know them yet. The guy who played Nicely was phenomenal. To be fair, he does have like the show-stopping number, but he did a great job of it, and the choreography was brilliant. I love seeing stuff in the round because I love seeing how creative the director and the choreographer can be with it, and they really, really did a good job with Guys and Dolls. So why is it in really good instead of 10 out of 10 love? I don't know, but I'm leaving it there for now because the next one is The Little Big Things, which just without a doubt is 10 out of 10 love. I was so desperate to see this show before it closed because I'd heard such good things about it. And in the end, I think this was one of my more expensive shows that I paid for myself. Oh, actually, maybe not. I can't remember if I ended up paying 20, 25 or 30. If it was 30, it would be on the more expensive end. If it was 20, then that's just normal for me, I would say. Whatever it was, I'm so, so glad I went. I had quite good seats, actually. And again, this one's in the round, and I mean, the songs I listen to all the time, constantly. The story really stuck with me. It's a very emotional piece of theatre. I really hope it comes back both to London and tours the UK and maybe Broadway. Like, I think this show deserves so much love, and yeah, I'm a big fan. I feel like it doesn't quite have the biggest following, totally. I think the people who are fans, but I don't think it's like, I don't know, like 6 or something like that that's got a huge fandom. But Oh, it's beautiful. It's so good. And I love stuff based on real life, so I'm always going to be sort of leaning towards that anyway. The Merchant of Venice, I think I'm going to put in good. I'm always going to be stricter with plays because I prefer musicals. That's just who I am. I thought it was a really good piece of theatre. I thought the actors were very good. And the ending was so powerful, and I really do think it's something everyone needs to see. I didn't know anything about The Merchant of Venice going in, except that it had an anti-Semitic character. That was all I knew about it. Or not an anti-Semitic character, but like the writing of the character was anti-Semitic. And maybe it would have been easier to follow if I knew the Shakespeare story. And I went to see it with a few people, definitely my aunt and my grandma, and I think maybe a cousin. There was someone there, maybe 2 cousins even. And at the end, we were talking, I think we went for afternoon tea after or something because it was a matinee show, and they were talking about this one character and then this other character, both of whom were played by the same actor, and I had not realised that that was 2 different characters. I thought it was the same character all along, and I feel like that really says something about the actor. I can't remember now who the characters were or who the actor was, but if you can't tell that it's 2 different characters, that's, problematic, I think. But I do recommend it. I do think it's a very powerful piece of theatre and very relevant at the moment. So even though good isn't bad. Good is not bad by any means. So please do go see it. I do think it's currently on. I don't know how long for, but don't let this sort of take away from that. ABBA Voyage. I was so grateful I got to see this. This was definitely the most expensive, I think, that I've paid for myself, but it's also the most expensive show in terms of ticket prices, so I probably got the highest discount. Again, I'm undecided between good and really good. I love ABBA, and I really enjoyed sort of the experience of an ABBA concert, because obviously that's not something I've ever got to live through. But at the end of the day, it was screens, and we had terrible seats. I mean, not terrible, but we had the worst seats in the house, which is fair enough. Because as I say, the deal I got was very impressive. So I think I'm going to put it in good, and hopefully, I think I'm going to put it in good. Frozen. I don't remember seeing Frozen this year. Oh, maybe I saw it with my brother. I can't believe that were last year. I can't believe that was last year. So that was the second time I think I saw it. And I mean, it is really good. I feel like I can't really put it anywhere else. I'm tempted to put it in good, but that's only because I've already seen it once before. It wasn't the first time, but it was still really good. So I think I'm going to just leave it there. Next, Minority Report. This is one I got a free ticket to and I never would have gone to otherwise. Actually, the thought of it, I just had never heard of it, but the thought of the play, the context of it, did sound very up my street. I think I'm going to put it in okay, and honestly I'm debating between okay and didn't love. I enjoyed some of it, but I didn't love it. Maybe I put it in didn't love. I mean, I wouldn't say it was bad, but it just wasn't like the best thing I've ever seen, the best piece of theatre. But also, I went to see it with someone, I was accompanying someone, and that's why I got a free ticket, and they really didn't like it, and so obviously that's what I would have been hearing as during the interval and when it finished. I don't even remember if there was an interval actually. But regardless, I would have been hearing a lot of negative sort of feedback, I guess, so maybe that's sort of filtered into me. I don't know. I'm gonna leave it in didn't love, I think. Next, we've got Operation Mincemeat. Now, I am also gonna be biased towards this one because I actually saw it again 3 days ago, so I might have warped views on it. When I went to see this, again, I think I spent £20 on it, and I was the front row, or the second row from the front, so I had great seats. I think I'm gonna put it in really good, I think. Maybe, I don't know whether to put it in good, but I think it was really good. I think it was better than the 3 in good. But realistically, I think it would be in between. But then so would Frozen, maybe. But I'm gonna leave it in really good. Mary Curie was also kind of a spur-of-the-moment decision, and I went with my mum. And it was good, but it wasn't amazing. I loved the story, and the songs were nice, but they weren't necessary. I think the whole piece would have been more powerful as a theatre play rather than a musical. I don't know whether to put it in okay or good. I don't know. I think I'm gonna put it in... I don't know. I think I'm gonna put it in good, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I'll leave it there for now. Next to Normal. You'll never guess where this one's going. It's definitely going in 10 out of 10 love. I fell in love with Next to Normal around October 2018, maybe September. I discovered it and I did not stop loving it and I did not stop listening to it. And then Next to Normal came to London a couple of years ago and I couldn't see it because I was working overseas, I think, or maybe studying. And I was so gutted to have missed it. And then it came back. It came to the Wyndham Theatre, I think. And I went to see it with my mum and, It just was incredible. It was even better. I mean, first of all, oh, my battery's dying. That's not good. Let me switch it out just a moment. This battery is also running low, so we might need another one. But for now, we're going to stick with this. So first of all, what I was going to say is that the music starting, just like the overture starting or the opening notes of the first song, I was just sat there like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe that after 5.5 years, I'm finally hearing this music live and seeing it live. Like that, I was just already overcome with emotion. And it was such a strong show. So strong, so well done, so clever, so moving. Oh, I loved it. So good, so good. Next, I went to see Boys from the Black Stuff with my mum and grandma. And I think this was good. It was a very good play, but there were some things I couldn't fully follow. And I think that's why it's being bumped down from really good to good. But I do think if it comes back, again, I do recommend it. And again, it's based on real life, it's based on history. And I always like that. All right, the next one is Slave Play. And I haven't a clue where to put this. This is a show I had no intention of seeing, and then someone was giving away a free ticket. And again, I didn't even approach them. I was just like, I don't want to see this show. But they approached me because I'd reacted to the post. And they said, hey, are you still interested? And I thought, why not? And I am so glad I went to see it. I hated it in the sense of it made me so uncomfortable, but it's meant to. I think it probably made me more uncomfortable than it's meant to, or than in general, because I'm asexual, and so a lot of what was being depicted and spoken about really, I was like, I don't want anything to do with this. But it was a powerful play, and it was intense, and I think I recommend it. I think I'm going to put it in good, only because I was so uncomfortable. And for the first half hour or so, I was like, I am going to walk out, which I never do. And I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't, because the rest of the play really was worth seeing. But it was an iffy one. Next, July and April, which was also quite last minute, I think. I'm going to put that as really good. I think it was a beautiful production. And maybe we're biased here because it was the last show. And so there was just a lot of emotion both in the audience and on stage. And I'm always I like to feel and I like to be a part of that. So maybe that bumped my score. But it was a beautiful production. And I hope it gets another life somehow, somewhere. Kathy and Stella solve a murder. I think I'm going to put that in good. I enjoyed it. The songs were cute. Like it wasn't anything that blew me away, but it was just nice. It was an easy show to watch. All right, why am I so single? I think I'm going to put it in really good. It was phenomenal in terms of every single level. Like the cast were just unbelievable. The songs were good. Mostly there were one or two songs maybe that I didn't love as much, but on the whole, good. The costumes, the direction, like so much about it was good. The only thing was the script. There were bits that I felt weren't necessarily necessary, and it felt like it didn't fully have it didn't feel fully developed, and I think that's the only reason I'm putting it in really good. But it was a wonderful production, and I am sad that it closed early. Next, Hello Dolly. This was a great production, but we were sat quite far back, and I didn't have glasses yet, so I couldn't see properly. I'm gonna have to change my battery again. But it was a gorgeous production, and it was nice to see something classic. It's been so long since I've seen like a classic, legit theatre show. So I'm gonna put it in really good, I think. And then before we continue, I'm going to change my battery again. I'm so sorry. I did worry this might happen, which is why I had one spare, but I didn't have a second one spare. I'll be back. All right, hopefully this will see us through until the end. Okay, next we have Fiddler on the Roof, and I think I'm going to put this in really good, I think. Again, I'm going to be biased because this is a show that I grew up listening to and maybe watching the movie and, other versions of, but I'd never seen live until I saw it at the open air theatre. And again, just hearing those opening notes and feeling that, that connection of like, I have listened to this all my life and I'm finally getting to see it live. That just felt very special. But it was also a good production, so we're putting it in really good. Carrie Hope Fletcher Love Letters. This was something that I wasn't going to go to, even though I've been a fan of Carrie's for many years. And I don't know if it was that there was a really cheap ticket or if someone was giving it away, but I ended up going. I think it might have been free. Because I think I got an offer for £10 tickets and I didn't take it, but someone must have been giving it away for free because that would be, I think, the only reason why I would have gone. And it was good. It was good. Carrie is very talented. I like the way she structured her show. She sang the songs well. Tom Fletcher came out and someone else came out as well at one point, another theatre actor. And that was all good, but it wasn't anything special to me. I'm still a fan of Carrie's, but I think maybe I've become, I don't want to say less of a fan, but just like it's meant less to me over the last few years. So I think that's probably why it's only in good. What we talk about when we talk about Anne Frank, I think I'm going to put it in really good. Sort of debating between really good and 10 out of 10 love. But I think we're going to go for really good. Because if I'm hesitating, then it's not 10 out of 10. This is a production that has been brought back, and I think it's currently still on. So if you can get tickets, I absolutely recommend it. Being Jewish definitely added another layer to watching it, but I also recommend non-Jews to watch it, absolutely. It's such a powerful piece, and it's so cleverly written. And it's been adapted very much for the current times that we live in. And it's a very powerful production. So if you can grab tickets, absolutely do. And finally, Nye, which, as I said, I didn't get to experience live, but I did see online, which sometimes might be better because you get to see things more clearly. I'm debating between good and really good. Again, this was based on something truthful in history that I had no idea about, and so I really loved that. And I don't know if that's sort of influencing my decision about where to put it. I think I'm going to put it in good, but I don't really feel like I've got a good reason for that. It's just my gut. I kind of feel bad that Minority Report is all the way down there when there's not even anything in okay. It's sort of in between. So maybe I'll just put it up because I feel bad. Now, one thing I want to do, this is I think how I'm going to leave it, but I want to look at my notebook because I wrote down after every show, I gave it a star rating, and I just want to see if that matches up with what I've put here. So give me one moment. All right, so Moulin Rouge, I gave 4.25, Guys and Dolls 4.5, so that's interesting. They're only 0.25 apart, and they're two different lines. The Little Big Things 4.75, so at the moment the highest. Merchant of Venice 3.5, so that's 0.75 lower than Moulin Rouge. Aber Voyage a 4, but this is really interesting. Frozen also a 4. So why did I put it in the really good category? Who knows? Because that's also lower than Moulin Rouge, which is also in the good category. Interesting. Minority Report, only a 3.5. So it's not that low. I didn't think it was that bad. So I'm glad I put it in okay in the end. Operation Mincemeat 4.5, okay, really good. Which is the same as Guys and Dolls, so fair enough. Mary Curie I gave a 4, so I'm glad I didn't put it in okay. I'm glad I put it in good. Next to Normal 4.5, so same as Guys and Dolls, interesting. But it's interesting, under the notes I wrote Unbelievable. So why was it only a 4.5? What made it less than The Little Big Things? Interesting. Or why is Guys and Dolls not in the 10 out of 10 love? Who knows? Boys from the Black Stuff 4.25, so that's quite high as well. That should really be in one category up. Well, depends what we're looking at. Slave Play 3.75, so a bit lower. Your Lie in April 4, okay. Kathy and Stella Solve a Murder 3.75, fair enough. Why Am I So Single was 4.5, so a lot of my 4.5s ended up in the really good. Hello Dolly 4.25, also in the really good. Fiddler on the Roof 4.5, also in really good. Love Letters Carry Hope Fletcher was 4, okay, that is fair enough. And What We Talk About When We Talk About Anne Frank was 4.25. So that one's probably one of the lowest rated in the really good category. But it's a little bit all over the place. Although it's not terribly far off, like on the whole. It's just between sort of 3.75 and 4.5 that I'm iffy. Or not even 4.5, 4.25. So yeah, there you have it. There's my list. Let me know if you've seen any of these shows or if you plan to see any of them. A lot of them were sort of limited time, so a lot of them aren't currently playing. In fact, most of these are no longer playing. Operation Mincemeat is. What We Talk About When We Talk About Anne Frank definitely is as of when I'm filming this. I think it might still be when this goes out. Moulin Rouge is. Aber Voyages. Merchant of Venice actually currently also is, because that came back. And that's it. There's only 5. Only a quarter of the shows I saw. That's interesting actually, because I feel like in the past it's been more long-term shows that I go and see. Alright, well, half an hour later, there's my ranking. I hope you've enjoyed that. And as I said before, let me know if you saw any of the shows, or if you wanted to, or if you plan to. And let's have a theatery discussion down below. And if you agree with my ranking, let me know as well. Alright, I'll see you all shortly in another video. Bye!